Do y'all know how hard it is to film in a car? Oh my God, you're fighting with everything. You're fighting with the air conditioning noise, the sun, your own brain. What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. As you can tell, nostalgia. We are in the car today because I'm going to tell you guys a story that I do not want my kids hearing. And usually I film when they're not here, but it's just life has been crazy and I haven't had time to film when they're at school or at other activities. So here we are. Also, I don't have a clip to this. It's fine. If you are new here, hi, my name is Jess. I'm a person in long-term recovery who has in fact been to prison. It's not a flex, it's just a fact. If you want to follow me on any other social media platform, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, that's $2. It's only ever going to be $2. All of that is linked down below, as well as my vlog channel and my Facebook page. But without further ado, let's kick this thing off. Drop me a raccoon emoji if you have been following the channel since I used to film and go live in my car. Yeah, I used to do that all the time back in the day for the same reasons. Either I didn't want my kids hearing what I was talking about, or they just wouldn't be quiet, stuff like that. So the being quiet thing is only an issue now with my bonus baby because she's 3, but my older girls, they're 12 and 8, and that's not an issue anymore. But anyway, I'm rambling. So I have been thinking about filming this story for weeks now, and it's something that is very difficult to talk about. And that is an incident that happened with my ex, who is very narcissistic. And the only reason I want to share it with you guys is because I think it's a good learning lesson. I've only said this story one time out loud before because I was accused of hurting him when it was the reverse. The whole point in this video is to talk about the ways that a narcissistic or toxic or abusive person will go out of their way to sometimes even hurt themselves to get you to shut the heck up, to avoid accountability, to make you feel absolutely crazy and divert the attention back onto them. And typically this happens when you catch them in a lie or you're trying to hold them accountable. And this incident was extremely traumatizing and extremely scary. This happened back in 2022. I was really struggling trying to get my ex into treatment, trying to, help him however I could. While at the same time, I'm taking care of 2 kids. I was the only one working that entire year. He was unemployed. So that just made it even worse. And if you're wondering how he afforded all of the drugs and everything that he was doing, he afforded it because he had saved for years. Our entire relationship, we were very frugal, very good with money, didn't spend in excess. I don't own a luxury anything because I'm just not that way. I'll dress like Adam Sandler to the day that I die. So yeah, all of that money, he saved a substantial amount of money and burned it all down. But I get that question a lot, so that's why I was just running through how that happened. His relapse took such a toll on my mental health and our home life, our kids, bank accounts, everything. I mean, it really changed not just his life because he lost everything, including his family, right? It changed my life. It changed our daughters' lives, people around him. It really was a very crazy time, and dealing with his relapse, dealing with domestic violence, narcissistic abuse, and all the things, I was really not okay. And at that time, I was also showing up for YouTube consistently with my regular upload schedule, pretending that everything was okay and filming content for you guys and just really trying my best to power through and push through it for you guys. I didn't have to film YouTube videos in 2022 for money. I had a really good size nest egg tucked away as well. It just, work was the only thing that kept me sane, that and my kids, so I just focused so heavily on work that I tried to kind of disassociate from it. But there was a point where it got really, really bad. And I went to him. It was a weekday afternoon, and I told him that, I just need help. And he had been home, I don't know, for a couple of weeks, because what he would do is he would just disappear for a couple of weeks on end, days at a time, whatever, and I'd be picking up from crash sites or a hospital or whatever. It was just really fucking scary. But, there was a time where everything came to a head, and I couldn't take it anymore, and I needed professional help. I was just so broken from all the lies, the narcissistic abuse, the domestic violence, the relapse, everything that he was doing, cheating, partying with workers. It just, there's so much that I haven't talked about, but I went to him and I was crying. I was begging him, please help me. I need help. I can't handle your shit anymore. You've done so much shit to me. I can't do it anymore. I need professional help. I need to check myself into the hospital. I don't feel safe. I'm so weak right now and I'm so broken because of everything that you've done to me. I need help. And he's like, this is fucking bullshit. You're just trying to get me to feel bad for you. You want to kill yourself? You don't have the fucking balls to kill yourself. You don't have the balls. He picks up a knife from the block of knives like on our kitchen counter, and the one with like the serrated thingies, he grabs it and he slashes his arm like from here to here, straight up and down, and it was gruesome and it was so scary. And these moments, and this is why I'm sharing this, these moments like that kept happening more and more frequently, they were only happening when I was struggling with my mental health, or if I caught him in a lie and I was trying to hold him accountable, or I caught an Uber receipt, I found drugs, whatever it was. He only acted like that to avoid accountability or to shift everything back onto him. Now it's not about my mental health. Now it's about his arm and he needs to help. He needs to get help. We need to go to the hospital. He needs stitches. Now the attention is focused back on him. But because he is very covert, all the years before that, it was very very subtle. Like he would ruin my birthday in these really subtle ways, or we just straight up would not celebrate anything. He never celebrated my accomplishments, never did anything. You know, if I wanted a birthday present, he'd be like, just tell me what to buy you and I'll just get it. And I'm like, dude, I just want effort. Or like, I don't know, I just want to be loved. Call me fucking crazy. But this is a trauma bond. Narcissists will go out of their way. They will go above and beyond to ruin holidays, to take all the attention back on whatever you're going through. Maybe you're upset about something that happened because there's been no resolution, because there never is any, right? They'll do anything, even hurt themselves to avoid accountability. And that was what was so shocking, because in my mind, you know, I wasn't like calling him a narcissist in 2022. I was like, you are mentally ill. Like, you need professional mental health help. This is not normal. You are like, I don't know, you're in a psychosis. I don't know. The drugs took such a front seat in everything in 2022 that it was just so confusing for me, because I'm like, who the is this person? And that is very true for, you know, who my ex is, but that's also true for narcissistic people that are dealing with addiction issues. Maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's drugs. They will become even worse. Like, their narcissism and their abuse and their toxic behavior is exacerbated by the drugs. But at the end of the day, drugs don't change who you are. Like, that's still who he is as a person. He's just way worse and unable to control all of that when he's high or when he's drunk. And I've learned so much in that. And now that it's 2024 and I'm finally free and I can process everything, and I've been in therapy for years, and I'm out of fight or flight mode, and I'm so happy and my life is so peaceful, I can reflect on these moments and learn from them. I can look back at all the times where it was very covert, how he very slowly chipped away at my self-esteem, very slowly gained financial control over me, very slowly made me insecure. I never fucking raised my voice to him before 2022. I was very meek. I was very timid. I didn't have a voice in that relationship. But the knife incident was really just the scariest thing. I think it happened August or September of 2022, and I left in October, because these incidents would get worse and worse and worse, you know. And I remember, you guys ask me this all the time too, how did I leave? And I remember I was on set filming for Jubilee. And did this turn off? Okay, no. I was on set filming for Jubilee in Los Angeles. And I had an amazing girls' weekend. I was with my friend Maddie and her mom, Maddie from Freebird Movement, and her mom and her mom's friend. And we talked about all of this stuff, you know, and it was such a hard time. I'm on set, and I have to play that role. I have to be that person. I have to give them a good performance. They flew me out here. I have a job to do. And in between the takes. I was checking my Ring doorbell footage. I was so scared. I was checking my messages. I was terrified, but I'm like, suck it up. There's 12 cameras and you're on set. You're in a studio on set. You have to do this job. And my friend Justin, who was on set that day, has said, several times when we talk about this, that I carried the show. And I don't know how I did it. I genuinely don't know how I did it because I was a fucking mess. But I went out, back to Maddie and her mom and her mom's friends. Um, I went to dinner with them, and her mom said to me, after telling me a lot of what she had gone through, and same with her mom's friend, went through a lot of stuff. She looks at me and she goes, Jessica, I know that you love him. I'm not questioning that. I see that. I know you're hurting. I know you love him. I know you want to save him. But you have to love your children more, and you need to get them out of that house. They are not safe. So Maddie told me the best advice. She goes, first things first, when you get home, get a storage unit, leave, go to any hotel. Don't tell them where you're going. Don't tell them that you're leaving. Get documents, birth certificate, social security cards, car title, whatever you need, whatever documents that you need, medical history, your paperwork, whatever. Get that stuff first because everyone always forgets to get those important items. And I did exactly that. I flew home the next day, and immediately, the second that I woke up, because I flew in really late, as soon as I woke up, I got the kids to school, got a storage unit, packed up everything I possibly could, and got out of there. And unfortunately, even after that, I went back several times because that was October. And in November, he held me hostage, basically naked, in our bathroom, and it was terrifying. And he assaulted me the last time in March of 2023. And throughout all of this, I've learned so much about who I am as a person, who I want to be as a mother. I've learned that the best decision that I could have ever made was to leave, because now my kids know that if they're ever, God forbid, in a relationship like that, the answer is to leave. I was so scared to leave, and I'm sure this is like this for other people. I was so scared to leave because I didn't want my family from a broken home. I didn't want my children raised in a broken home. But it was more traumatizing to stay and have him, emotionally, physically, financially abuse me, and it was so hard to, God, see, the sun is crazy. It was so hard to get myself to that point so that I could leave because I was so hung up on the shame. I was so hung up on people laughing at me. Oh, another failed relationship, Jessica, good job. Like, I was so caught up in the shame, so caught up in what my kids would feel if we broke up. That, oh great, now my kids are from a broken home, now my kids are divorced kids. Like, I wasn't married to Reese, but still, like, I was so terrified of all of those things that I wasn't even realizing the most important thing, which was you are raising your kids in trauma. This is trauma. Yeah, it's going to be hard to leave, but it's harder to fucking stay. And that's my whole fucking point. Life is hard. You get to pick your hard. Yeah, it's hard to stay through domestic violence. It's hard to stay through abuse. It's hard to leave. You get to pick your hard. I'm telling you right now that even the moments where I did not think my kids were paying attention, they knew. They felt it. They felt my tension. They felt my stress. They saw how tired I was, how exhausted I was. They never saw him interact with me in a loving way, a joking way. He would make fun of me and joke around about how I'm dumb or bad at paying bills or what. Like, he would just nitpick at me. You know what I'm saying? But now they see Burner love me, hug on me, hold me, kiss me, participate in all of the household stuff. He wants to go fishing. He wants to do activities with them. He's so present. Your kids see that. They see all of those moments. They can tell how you're feeling. They can sense it. They can pick up on it. And they're so much more intelligent and observant than most adults give them credit for. If you take nothing from this channel, please take this away. Life is hard. You get to pick the hard. Do not fucking settle for the bare minimum. And if someone's crusty, dusty ass, undiagnosed child is treating you like shit, leave. Yeah, it's hard to leave. Yeah, you're gonna have to make a plan. Yeah, you're gonna have to fucking pick yourself up off the fucking floor because you're gonna be crying. You're gonna feel withdrawals almost from this person when you leave. It's like a drug. You're gonna feel withdrawals, and in those moments, you have to be strong and you cannot go back. They're the most dangerous times. You have to be strong and fight through that and recognize, okay, this is a trauma bond. This is what my body's doing. This is what my brain is telling me. I've got to get my body out of fight or flight. It is hard, but staying would have killed me. He would have killed me. He almost killed me after I left. You know, I am absolutely not the most perfect little innocent, sweet little angel, whatever. I'm not filming this for sympathy. I've made a lot of mistakes, a lot of mistakes. I've reacted badly to things. I have, embarrassed myself on the internet and in real life. I've made tons of mistakes, but I've learned from every single one of them. I've grown as a person and I've changed my whole life so that I am not subjected to abuse. So I'm not reacting crazy. And, I just really hope that you guys can see on this channel that I have done physical things in my life, not just told you guys I was working through it. You guys see that in my life, I hope. And, yeah, I love you guys. And I hope that I never let you down again with everything that I have posted in the past. I don't know why I'm rambling. It's just so hard to be vulnerable on the internet after everything I've gone through on the internet. But it's just been on my heart for weeks to tell you the story of just how narcissistic people will do anything, even hurt themselves, to avoid accountability. A lot changed me. A lot of shit changed me, and I'm trying to still recover from it, even though it's been a while, and even though I'm in a really good relationship and I'm so happy and in love and the kids are good and healthy and everything's fine. Everything's so good in life right now for me. Um, but still, I still have nightmares. I still have these horrible memories. Um, I still feel, scared at times. Um, so it's just hard. And I just really wanted to share that with you guys. I Now I'm crying. I love you so much. And I hope this video helped just one person. Even if it helps one person, then I didn't film it for nothing. There's so much that I want to tell you guys. I'll get there. I'm putting back the pieces. A lot of the things that I went through, a lot of the things that happened to me, a lot of the things that I did, they're embarrassing. I look back on some of the decisions that I made, and it's embarrassing. But um, life's about growth, and if you don't learn from all this shit, then it's like set in stone at a certain age. If you don't heal from all this stuff, like the shit that happened, not your fault. Healing is your responsibility. So I'm gonna end today's video here. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay sober, whatever that looks like to you, because there's no wrong way to recover. Fucking leave if they're not treating you right. And I'll see y'all in my next one.